everything, and yeah, we've been working hard and sort of trying to implement what we want to do as a team and everything else. And yeah, it's been a really good start. Had some good momentum with the pre-season games, and we're ready to go now.
How key has it been for you to get an entire pre-season under your belt with the lads and have the time to implement your style of football?
Yeah, that's the most important part, because coming to a team mid-season, you don't get the time to do that. So each training session is geared around how we want to play with the ball, what we're trying to do, lots of meetings, and that helps me get my messages across to players to understand it, and then you can see something that's more recognisable on the pitch to what we want to look like. So pre-season really important, and obviously we've spent a lot of time trying to build the squad as well, in terms of bringing some quality players in that's going to help us.
And what would you say have been your key learnings so far in your first stint as manager?
I think I've just learnt about every player, the staff. I've learnt about the club. So I wouldn't say there's anything that stands out to me that I would say this or this. I think it's just each day, you're learning more about what you have, and we're pretty clear on the direction we're going here, but I need to know all about the character and the capabilities of the players that we have, and obviously the staff that are here, and I'm learning more and more each day, so that's really helpful.
Of course, a lot has been said about the calibre of signings you've been able to make so far. How do you assess the squad going into the first game?
Yeah, I think we're in good shape. I think we're, we've brought in some good players, players that, again, I always say it's character first, because you just got to be careful that you don't get the wrong characters in, but we've done that, and good footballers, and I think we've been playing a good brand of football with them. So from my point of view, I still think we've got a little bit of work to do with the squad, and there'll still be some movement. That's the strange thing about the transfer window continuing after the season starts. There's still going to be movement, but so still a little bit of work to do, but I've been really pleased.
You mentioned training briefly earlier, but players have spoken about the intensity and the competitiveness of your training sessions. How pleased have you been with their response to that?
Yeah, I have been pleased, because that's how I work. That's how I am. That's how I coach, and I think that then transfers to your game day. So training is intense and competitive. They're two good words to describe it, and it's meaningful. So that it's something that is going to have an impact on what we do on a game day. So yeah, I've been really pleased with the players, how they've responded, not just in terms of what they've delivered on the training pitch, but around the training centre. Their kind of standards and behaviours, have been really high level, and I think that all feeds into the right culture that we're trying to build. So I've been really pleased with what they've given so far, and for them the challenge is to now be consistent with that.
The way the team have played in pre-season, the big wins against Rangers and West Brom in particular, how's the confidence in the group at the moment? Confidence
is good. I think it's something which, again, pre-season games are pre-season games, but when you win, even if you win in training, it still gives you a good feeling. So I think it helps us build clarity around what we're doing. So I think they're feeling confident. I think they're feeling physically good. But it's important to sort of temper that and make sure that we're staying really hungry and focused, and we understand the challenges that are going to face us now. And my feeling is that they're pretty clear on that, and we're ready to go.
Looking at Reading, of course, you spent your playing career there early on and coached there as well. Does it feel quite fitting that your first competitive game as a manager is coming against them?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty ironic. Football has a funny way of doing that kind of thing, but yeah. But honestly, I haven't really been thinking about myself within all this too much. It's just how can we make sure that we give ourselves the best chance of starting well in the game, playing our way, and hopefully getting the result we want. So yeah, I mean, Reading's a club with their own agenda and ambitions and everything else, so we need to be ready to face them.
Yeah, like you mentioned there, Reading's struggles have been well documented recently, but they've beaten some good sides in pre-season. What kind of challenge are you expecting from them?
A real challenge, they're, as you say, they've beaten a couple of championship teams in pre-season. Their league position last year I wouldn't read too much into from the games I've watched. I've watched all their pre-season games, and they're a decent side. They are a decent side. They've got some good attacking players, and they're an organised team. So for us, we're going to face a real challenge. There's no doubt about that in my mind at all. So we're going to need to be super ready for this.
What's been your reaction to seeing those season ticket numbers, and that we're expecting a complete sellout on Saturday as well?
Just, really, really delighted when I hear that, because I think, you know, already I've seen the passion and the support the fans are going to give us, and how much it means to them, and the fact that they're all coming out and we've managed to sell out for this game is brilliant, you know, and I'm really looking forward to it. For me, it'll be my first experience of a full house at the stadium, and I know we're going to need them. You know, we're going to need their voice and their energy, and we need to give them that with our performance as well, and it's kind of a two-way thing, but you know, they're going to be huge for us. So, you know, with their support and energy, it's going to be an electric atmosphere, I'm sure.
Yeah, just finally, in terms of injury news, I know Christian came out earlier in the week and said that he was good to go. Is it just Lee Buchanan and Alfie Chang who are set to miss out?
Yeah. So Lee Buchanan is still, you know, as he was, and Alfie the same is a long-term injury still ongoing. So they're the two ones at the moment.